Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to configure IBM HTTP server with a WebSphere application server using WebSphere application server console. To configure the web server with the application server, first of all, we will need to make sure both web server and application server must be started. So here on my machine, I have installed the WebSphere and application server. WebSphere application server and web servers are installed on a Linux machine. So let's connect to the Linux machine first. So I have installed the WebSphere application server on under app web IBM WebSphere app server directory, cd to profiles. So here I have created the different types of profiles under this product. So let's go to the app server, one, cd to bin, check the status of application server. So this application server appears to be stopped. So let's start the application server. Now the application server is started here. Now go to web server location, installation location. So I have installed the web server under opt IBM HTTP server bin. So let's start the web server, Apache CTL start. To start the web server, run /Apache CTL start. So to check the status, run ps-grep for HTTPD. And you can also check the status for of the application server using ps-grep for Java. So both web server and application servers are started. So here we need to start one more service called admin.ctl. So before starting the admin.ctl, we need to create the user and group on this Linux machine. So let's create the group called group add webadmin user add -g webadmin. Okay, so you can check both group and user. So in get group webadmin. So webadmin group is created, and also check get password. So webadmin user also created. So now let's add this webadmin user to the admin.passwd file. I will tell you why. Okay, so here to add the webadmin username and password, you run the command called /htpasswd-b. The password file will be your admin.passwd file of IBM HTTP server conf admin.passwd username and password. Okay, so adding password for webadmin. The password is added, and the next step is, so you will need to modify the admin.conf file, so which is located under HTTP server conf directory. So we admin.conf and go to the end of the file here. So change the user name as webadmin and the group name also web admin. Save the file. Go to web server bin directory now. So run adminctl start. So here admin HTTP server started. So now the web server started, admin server started, application server also started. Now open the browser, launch the console of the application server. So let's provide /IBM /console. Go log into the console. So to configure the web server, click on servers, server types, web server. Click on new. Provide the web server name. So what is the web server name? So let's find out that. So to check the web server name, go to HTTP IBM HTTP server installation directory and plug cd to plugin. So under this plugin, cd to config for directory. So you can find the web server name here. I think this is the web server name, not this one. So this is the web server name, web server 1. Okay. So now let's add this web server name to the browser. Okay. Provide the host name of the web server as ap-mac-1. So make sure you provide the right information here. Select the platform, Linux operating system, click on next, and this is the important configuration information. So the port number here is the web server port. uh, this is the web server installation location, plugins, provide the plugin installation location, and here is the admin server port, username, password. So let's find out all this information, right? So we know the product is installed under opt IBM web server, opt IBM HTTP server, and this is a plugins installation directory. So opt IBM HTTP server plugins is the plugin installation directory. And port name, so let's find out the port information for the web server, also IBM administration server. So to check the port information of the web server, so make sure you go to the web server config directory. So here is the web server config directory of IBM HTTP server, and cat a file called httpd.conf grep for listen. So here is the web server port. Also similarly, cat the admin.conf grep for listen, and this is the port information. All the values are default because when I installed the web server, right, I have selected all default ports. So the default port for the web's IBM HTTP server is 80, administration server is 8008. So have all the information. So we also know the username. So we set it up as the web admin, and its password is abc@123, abc@123. So where this password information is stored? In the admin .passwd file. So if when I cat this admin passwd, can see that web admin and its password is encrypted. So click on next, finish. Click on finish button. And make sure to save directly to the master configuration. So it will basically update the configuration files. Oops, I have provided wrong hostname here. That's the reason it is showing the status as unknown. I think I need to reconfigure this web server. So let's delete it. So if you provide any information incorrectly, so you may, especially the host name, you need to reconfigure it. So to configure the web server, provide the web server name, hostname was ap-mac-1. So I don't know, for some reason. Click on select the Linux operating system, and here provide your username, web admin abc123 abc123. Click on next, finish. Save directly to the master configuration. So this time it is showing the status as started. So let's check if I can administrate this web server from here. So let's try to stop the web server. So here, check remote administrative server username and password properties. So to check that, so click on web server 1, click on remote web server management. I think I provided abc@123. That's my password. So now let's try to stop it. See, I can stop the web server successfully. But check from the terminal also. Okay, so ps-ef grep for httpd. So if you look at this here, right, this is the status of admin.conf, admin.ctl, not the Apache CTL, right? So if I run ps-ef grep httpd, it is showing me it is admin conf file. So that means your web server is not running. You can also check netstat the port information, netstat-a and grep for 80. So that 80 port number also not listening. So that means your web server is completely stopped. So let's start the web server again from the console. So here I see the admin web server 1 is showing as started. So this is how you can configure the web server from the application server console. So now both the web server and application servers are configured. So let's see if any applications are installed on this machine. Okay, I see the default application is installed. So now let's see if I can launch the application. So here you go. I can launch the Snoop application, which is the default application for the WebSphere application server. This is just to test the connectivity from the web server. This is how tested from the application server, right? Application server default port, so it's working. So now let's test it from the web server using web server port. So this is also working. So if you look at here, I used web server port 80. So now the application is working from the web server port. That means web server and application server is configured successfully. So that's all. So this is how we configure the web server and application server. In the next video, I will show you how to configure the web server and application server using command line method. If you want to delete this web server, you can simply stop the web server, okay, and select the web server and delete it. That's it. Save directly to the master configuration. So now the web server is disconfigured. Okay, thank you for watching this video.